Hi everyone, Rusty McCranie here at Meteo Mundo. This is a special video I'm doing in regards to the very large earthquake that we had in the Western Caribbean on Saturday evening that could potentially be triggering some tsunami waves across a good part of the Caribbean. Now let me be clear, I'm recording this video as of about 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. This is a developing situation. The information is literally changing minute by minute. So for the latest information, I urge you to check in with your local government and your local officials for official messaging. I'm going to pass along the information that I have, but again, things will be quickly changing in some areas. Now, at this point in time, there are no tsunami warnings, but there is still potential for some tsunami waves to impact some of our area, and we'll be going over that. And I printed out some information. I'm going to be looking down at my phone. I'm just going to try and give you guys everything that I know. So this pink square that you see is the larger earthquake that occurred, and it was officially at 7:23 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. That's going to be 6:23 p.m. local time for the Cayman Islands. It was located about 209 kilometers south-southwest of Georgetown. That's about 130 miles south-southwest of the Cayman Islands. So let me go over to my phone real quick. And by the way, this is one of the things I want for my Meteo Mundo weather community. If you live in these areas, please drop in the comments section below the local government and local official messaging that you guys are hearing. That way others who are watching this video can read the comments, and if they live in those areas, they're going to get some of the updated information. So I can say this, that there is a tsunami advisory issued by the U.S. National Tsunami Warning Center for Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. The Cayman Islands government has issued a tsunami threat alert and said on its social media channels that, quote, residents living near the coastline are urged to move inland. Honduran authorities said there's no immediate reports of damage, but did urge its residents to stay away from beaches the next few hours. So we're talking about Honduras, the Bay Islands of Roatan, Guanaja, and Utila. I know Belize has put out a tsunami alert message for coastal Belize. So if you live in Belize, check in with your local government there. The only thing that I saw that it was, quote, a tsunami alert message. That's all that was. The International Tsunami Information Center said, and I'm reading quotes here, hazardous tsunami waves from this earthquake are possible within the next 3 hours along some of the coasts of the Cayman Islands, Jamaica, Cuba, Mexico, Honduras, the Bahamas, Haiti, Turks and Caicos, San Andres Province, Belize, the Dominican Republic, Colombia, Panama, Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, the U.S. Virgin Islands, the British Virgin Islands, and Saba. So friends, we're talking about all the way into the Lesser Antilles here, into the Saba area, that there is the potential for tsunami waves. And again, at this point in time, nothing has been declared, but things could still change. Now, this is the tsunami advisory from the National Weather Service. It's the NWS Pacific Tsunami Warning Center in Honolulu. They're going to cover U.S. territories, including the U.S. and even the British Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. So what they're saying in this message is that the tsunami height and duration forecasts are included, but that they're still monitoring whether tsunami waves will be generated. They say, quote, the generation of tsunami waves has not yet been confirmed, okay? So for these areas, all right, so we're talking about, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit here, Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. It says, based on all available data, there is a tsunami threat to Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands of sea level fluctuations and strong ocean currents that could be a hazard along coasts, beaches, harbors, and coastal waters. They're anticipating that the estimated hazardous sea level fluctuations could begin in Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands as of 9:46 Atlantic Standard Time, okay? But again, I want to quote, the generation of tsunami waves has not yet been confirmed. The tsunami forecast does not show a threat for Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. However, we are still waiting for sea level data to confirm the forecast. So hopefully we're okay, but we still need to take precautions across all of these areas that I've just mentioned, all right? So let me see if I can give you guys a little bit more information here. I just printed this out, okay? It says actions are required to protect human life, safety, and property vary within the tsunami advisory area. Persons located in or near the ocean should move out of the water, off the beaches, and away from harbors. Look, we know the situation when we're talking about potential tsunami waves. You're going to want to get as far inland as you possibly can, okay? And again, please check in with local government and local officials. By the time you're watching this video, potentially it has been confirmed whether there would be any tsunami waves or not. We hope that's not the case, okay? It says, be alert, follow local instructions from local emergency management officials. Because again, specific for your area. Boaters, if at sea, avoid entering shallow waters, harbors, marinas, bays, and inlets to avoid floating and submerged debris and strong currents, okay? And again, they do give some local times of arrival, starting in the Mona Island area in Arecibo and Mayaguez, again, as early as 9:46, San Juan, 9:50, and then on over towards the U.S. Virgin Islands, Christiansted, 10:10, Charlotte-Amalie, 10:50, the British Virgin Islands, Roadtown, 11:35 p.m., Anegada, 10:14, Virgin Gorda, 10:36, back to the eastern side of Puerto Rico, Fajardo, 10:28, Vieques, 10:27, Culebra, 10:38. Those are the potential beginning impacts. But again, let me be clear. We do not know whether tsunami waves are going to be produced from this magnitude 6.7 earthquake, but you can see that local government and local officials across many areas have issued some kind of alert messages as well. I'm going to go back to my phone because there was one other thing that I saw here, and this is going to be for Honduras and the Cayman Islands, okay? And again, I'm reading this as we go. What they're saying is tsunami waves reaching 1 to 3 meters above the tide levels are possible along some of the coasts of Cuba, 0.3 to 1 meters above tide levels for Honduras and the Cayman Islands. Actual amplitudes at the coast may vary from the forecast because it is very uncertain. In particular, maximum tsunami amplitudes on atolls and small islands at locations with fringing and barrier reefs will likely be much smaller than what the forecast indicates, okay? Government agencies responsible for threatened coastal areas should take action to inform and alert coastal populations. That's more for the local officials. Let's see here. I can give you ETAs in UTC for the Cayman Islands, Cayman Brac, and Grand Cayman 2352 Universal Coordinate Time. So you can go ahead and plug that into your local time. Cienfuegos, Cuba, 0011 for the 9th of February UTC. So we're talking very late in the evening. And for Honduras, we're talking about just after, again, 0021 UTC for February the 9th. So for Sunday, right? And again, plug that in. I'm trying to figure out, again, we have Atlantic Standard Time, we have Eastern Standard Time. I'm not going to even try and do that on the fly. We can use Universal UTC time, which is the universal time, and you can go and you can plug that into your local time. For Trujillo, Honduras, 0040 on the 9th UTC. Okay, so that was just one other piece of a true official information that I got. So again, I'm sorry it's a little bit hectic, it's a little bit frantic, but obviously I was not anticipating doing this, but this is extremely important. And the other big thing about this, and by the way, it's not expected to hit the U.S. mainland. I don't have any more information right now for the Bahamas. But if I do, I will add some comments in the comments section below. But this is the big thing. This is why the Meteo Mundo community comes together for something like this. If you live in these areas, Cuba, Belize, Honduras, Nicaragua, Jamaica, I haven't heard anything about you guys, but and I even checked the meteorological service out of Jamaica and I saw nothing there. That doesn't mean that something hasn't been issued, but I have not seen anything, okay? So again, for Jamaica, and it's all about the different coastline and the different depths of waters near the coast. So some areas that are, again, just more prone, even though they're farther away based on, you know, where these waves might be moving. Again, let me be very clear. Right now, there are no tsunami warnings as of this recording, but you see the advisories issued for the potential. Okay, and that would include, again, portions of Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands. If you don't know where Ceiba is way over here, right? Kind of sticks out. So that was one of the areas that wasn't included in the messaging that I just read. All right, I'm going to go back over one more time. And again, the biggest thing, guys, is let's hear from you. If you know what's happening in your area right now, let us know in the comment section below, especially official messaging. That's the most important thing, right? We don't want to scare people. We want to make sure that everyone is aware of the potential. The advice that has been given throughout these messages that I'm reading is that if you live along the coastlines in these areas, you are urged to seek shelter inland, right? Hopefully it's just for precaution, but we need to take this very seriously because of the very large 7.6 degree magnitude earthquake that occurred just over 200 kilometers southeast of the Cayman Islands. Again, I'm going to read it one more time from the International Tsunami Information Center. It says, and I quote, "Hazardous tsunami waves from this earthquake are possible in the next 3 hours along some of the coasts of the Cayman Islands, Jamaica, Cuba, Mexico, Honduras, the Bahamas, Haiti, Turks and Caicos, San Andreas Province, Belize, the Dominican Republic, Colombia, Panama, Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao, and the U.S. Virgin Islands and the British Virgin Islands and Ceiba." Now, for the ABC Islands, I have not seen any official messaging for you as well. Okay, but again, please check in with your local government and your local officials. As you can see, the potential for our tsunami waves are going to extend a very, very large area away from the actual epicenter of this storm. If I bring on this spatial tool here and I just draw a line from where we had this epicenter all the way to the ABC Islands, you're looking at over 900 miles. And then you get to Ceiba and you're looking at more than 1,250 miles. It's an exceptional length, but that is the depth of that 7.6 magnitude earthquake that could cause some problems. So again, friends, that's the latest information that I have for you guys. I wanted to pass along everything that I know, but again, I urge you to please check in with your local government, your local officials for the official messaging in your area for any actions that you need to take to protect yourself and your property, whatever needs to be done. And again, boaters, be aware of going into any shallower areas if the water would begin to pile up. But obviously, this is a serious situation that we need to really, really, heed any cautions that are issued by your government or your officials until we get the all clear. Hopefully, we'll get the all clear soon. If I start hearing of all clears being issued, I'll obviously post that in the comments. So let's stay active. Let's keep talking to each other in the comments. Let's get ourselves through this. And hopefully, this is nothing more than just precautions that we're taking across this area, and we're not dealing with any larger period waves or swells. So friends, you take care. I'll continue to keep you guys updated in the comments. And hopefully, again, this is nothing more than just some precaution. But again, if you're just tuning in, a very large magnitude 7.6 earthquake did strike on Saturday evening, just about 200 kilometers southeast of Grand Cayman, which could be triggering some tsunami waves across a lot of the Caribbean. And that's something that if you live in these areas that I've already mentioned, you need to make sure you're keeping a very close eye on with your local government and local officials. Take care, friends. I'll see you soon.